There comes a time in every girl's life when she realizes being nice has stopped working. It's not that kindness is wrong, it's just that niceness was never truly kindness. It was a cage, a mask, a survival tactic dressed up in bows and politeness. Psychologist Beverly Angel coined the term nice girl syndrome. It describes women who constantly sacrifice their needs, avoid conflict, and base their worth on being liked. We were raised to be the cool girl, the good girl, the quiet one. Like Lana Del Rey says in one of her songs, they mistook my kindness for weakness. But what they called kindness was just fear. You weren't being nice, you were being safe. Carling believed we all wear a persona, a mask we present to the world. For the nice girl, the mask is soft, obedient, endlessly accommodating. But behind that mask, rage, exhaustion, identity loss. You were taught to smile through discomfort,
Smile, smile.
to nod through disrespect. But suppression doesn't mean healing, it means disconnection.
You suppressed your rage for so long.
The nervous system interprets emotional neglect the same way it does danger. People pleasing, it's not a personality trait, it's a trauma response.
Trauma.
There comes a moment soft and quiet or loud and brutal where you just snap, not outwardly, but inwardly. When being nice starts to feel like a betrayal.
Betrayal on all sides.
It's the moment you realize you were the one silencing yourself. You were shrinking to fit in spaces that never loved you. Grief is part of growth. You're allowed to mourn the girl who always smiled. She kept you safe, but now you want more than safe. You want real. Real is messy, honest, assertive. Real says no without explaining. Real doesn't chase approval. She chases peace. She's radiant. She disappoints people and still sleeps at night. She says no and still feels worthy. You were taught to be nice, to say yes when you wanted to scream no, to stay quiet so others could speak over you, to bend until your spine became memory foam. You believed that if you were kind enough, agreeable enough, you would be loved. Being nice came at a cost, though. Your voice, your power, your truth. You became the peacemaker in a war you never started. You apologized for existing, and you called it humility. But it was fear. And now, that version of you has to die. Not to become cruel, but to become real, honest, whole, and free. Let the world adjust to your boundaries. Let silence replace fake smiles. The death of the nice version of you is the beginning of the true you. There's a moment that feels like a glitch in the story, like your character who suddenly realizes she's trapped in a fairy tale she didn't choose. You look in the mirror and the reflection hesitates. She doesn't follow your movements. She watches you. For a split second, you feel it. Not a crisis, not a breakdown, but something eerier, a dissociation. A realization that the girl in the mirror isn't really you. She is a projection, a ghost you've been animating to make others comfortable. You've been living in your body like it's a rental, smiling when you're hollow, tilting your head just right, saying I'm fine like it's a prayer. But something in the mirror is starting to rebel. Psychologists call it depersonalization. The moment when you feel like you're watching your life from outside your body. But Jung would say it's the shadow, the silenced parts of you knocking at the glass, asking to be let in. The girl in the mirror is tired of the performance. She's the one who wanted to scream when you stayed quiet. The one who didn't want to say yes. The one who's been watching you shrink to survive. You don't need to fight her. You need to merge with her. Because the real you isn't the performance. She's the one behind the glass, waiting to come home. Most people fear breaking, but some things must shatter. Not to be destroyed, but to be seen clearly for the first time. The mirror was never just a mirror. It was a contract. A contract to be agreeable, to be pretty, to be digestible, to make your dreams small enough to fit someone else's idea of realistic. But mirrors lie when they reflect only the surface. Carl Rogers, one of the fathers of humanistic psychology, said, "What I am is good enough if I would only be it openly. But to be open, you must peel off the costume. The nice girl, the cool girl, the caretaker, the emotional sponge. You were cast in roles without auditioning for them. But this is your life and you're allowed to rewrite the script. This isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. Healing doesn't begin when you become someone new. It begins when you return to the girl you left behind. In every nice girl story, there's a younger version of herself, locked away, frozen in time, when the world first told her she was too much, too emotional, too loud, too weird, too soft, too dreamy, too her. She tucked that wild girl deep inside, under layers of shoulds and maybes, and it's fine, really. But she never stopped waiting. This is the reunion, not with perfection, but with possibility. You kneel beside her, and she doesn't ask what took you so long. She just says, "You came back."
You came back!
In internal family systems therapy, they call this reparenting. Meeting your inner child not with shame, but with softness. Not to fix her, but to hold her hand and say, "I see you. I remember you. And I'm taking you with me this time." Before, she would have said yes. Not because she wanted to, but because she felt she had to. Because no always sounded too cold, too selfish, too much. But after the garden, after the mirror cracked, she knows better. Saying no now isn't rejection, it's self-respect. It's rebalancing a lifetime of overextension. It's choosing truth over people pleasing. Psychologist Dr. Thema Bryant says, boundaries don't mean you don't care. They mean you care about yourself too. And just like that, something shifts. The sky doesn't fall, no one screams, the guilt bubbles up. But this time, it passes. Because this now wasn't a wall. It was a door. The first of many.